Welcome to this how to play ThousandSons in Warhammer 40k 10th edition. Hi guys, my name's Jake Harding from Vanguard Tactics. I'm joined today with Michael Casello. Michael, how are you?
I am well. We are looking at the psychic masters of the universe when it comes to Warhammer 40k. These are the bad guys, but they are wizards.
Yes. I think they have quite a tragic story, actually.
They do, actually. Yeah.
And I think they can be justified to be a little bit bad.
Yeah.
But guys, before we get into this how to play video, I want to say a massive, massive, massive thank you to Games Workshop, because without them sending us our preview copy of the index cards and our previewing access of all the points and everything, we wouldn't have been able to get this knowledge for you to be able to give you this video. So if you do appreciate what we do here at Vanguard Tactics and want to say, you know, enjoy this video, make sure you give us a like, a comment and a subscribe. But let's get straight into it now, Michael.
Okay.
Tell me, what's the army rule for ThousandSons?
The army rule for the ThousandSons is Cabal of Sorcerers. This is a little complicated. I'm going to sum this up.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
I like that.
You get 5 psychic rituals. They're kind of like stratagems.
Okay.
Okay. So at the start of each of your command phases, you're going to generate a number of Cabal points.
Okay.
Sorry, at the end of your command phase.
Oh, the end of
Which is important because you don't generate Cabal points for battle-shocked units.
Okay, interesting. Okay.
Right, so basically on all of the data sheets for the ThousandSons, it will say Cabal of Sorcerers and a number.
Okay, yeah, no, I can see that
Yeah,
here.
so what we got for Araman?
So Araman's Cabal of Sorcerers 3, Magnus of 4, and then Rubrics of 1.
So across all of the units you've got on the battlefield that are not battle-shocked, you're going to add up those numbers.
Yeah.
And that is your Cabal points pool.
Okay, so to confirm, we add up all the numbers of the Cabal points we have on the table.
That's right, on the table.
And then we add them all up, we have that as our pool, and we can use that to do these Kabbalistic rituals.
That's right.
Okay, cool.
That's right.
Nice, I got that in one.
Okay, and there are 5 rituals.
Okay.
Each time you use a ritual, you have to select a ThousandSons Psyker model from your army. So you can't do a ritual with a Rhino or anything.
Or our friend the Mutilith.
Exactly, or if you lose your Sorcerer from a Rubric squad, you can't do it anymore on the Rubric squad.
Okay, interesting, didn't know that, so
Yeah.
nice one.
Okay, so shall we go through some of these?
I think we shall, because some of them are quite tasty.
So it says when you use them in the in each one.
Okay.
So Weaver of Fates,
Yeah.
2 Cabal points. Use the ritual at the start of any phase. Once during that phase, when a saving throw is failed for a ThousandSons model whose unit is within 18 inches of a Psyker, you can reroll the saving throw.
So essentially like a free command point reroll on a save.
Yes, and this is great because it's not just on a ThousandSons Psyker. It can be on anyone, provided they're within 18 inches of a ThousandSons Psyker. So the Vortex Beast could benefit from this.
Okay, nice one. Again, you have to use that at the start of the phase though, so very preemptive there. But if you know, like, let's say someone like Magnus is going to get, you know, sort of ganged up by a big unit, or equally the Mutilith, you could have that ready in the pocket for 2.
Yeah.
Really like that.
Yeah.
What's the next one?
Temporal Surge, this is nuts. So 5 Cabal points.
Yeah.
Start your shooting phase. Select one for any ThousandSons unit within 18 inches of this Psyker.
Okay.
The one that you target with the ritual. Unless that unit is within engagement range of one or more enemy units, it can make a normal move.
Okay.
No further restrictions.
Cool. So what you're telling me is we could double move a Flamer Rubric unit,
Yeah.
some Terminators.
Yeah. What's Magnus's move?
14.
Magnus could go 28 inches and then shoot and charge.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible. And we still have 3 more to go.
5 Cabal points.
And we still have even 3 more to go. What is the next one?
Echoes from the Warp. So use this ritual at the start of any phase. Once this phase, you can select that Psyker's unit to use a stratagem for 0 CP, even if you've used that stratagem that phase.
Okay, that is really strong. We've seen that ability in the sort of Space Marine army with the captains. There's a lot of armies that do have very similar rules. So seeing that for just any unit for Cabal points, really strong. And as we will go into, some of the stratagems, from what I'm aware of, are quite good for the old ThousandSons.
That's actually really interesting because it doesn't say, so most abilities like this say, even if you've already used that stratagem on a different unit this phase, there's no on a different unit for this one.
So you could use it on the same unit?
So you could use the same stratagem twice on the same unit.
Okay. There's one stratagem in particular I have in my head for this, which we will go into when we go into the stratagems of the ThousandSons.
6 Cabal points. Next one, 7 Cabal points.
Everyone's favourite bolt?
Doom Bolt.
Yeah.
Start your shooting phase, select an enemy unit within 18 inches invisible to your Psyker. Roll a d6. On a 1, that enemy unit suffers D3 mortal wounds.
Okay,
On
cool.
a 2 to 5, it suffers D3 plus 3. On a 6, it suffers D3 plus 6 mortal wounds.
Okay, first off, wow. Second off, really nice to finally see one of these abilities have an effect even if you roll a 1. Mm-hmm. Because you're spending these Cabal points, right? I'd love to see more rules in the game that had that, actually. But yeah, very strong.
Walk up, bam, more wounds.
Well, you could hit a lone operative with this, right?
You could,
it's not
yes.
a gun.
Yep. Yep.
So, yeah.
That's so true.
Yeah. As I have seen.
Okay.
It is, yeah. But I think that's probably one of the best uses of it potentially.
Yeah.
But equally as well, you could use it on. Let's say you've got your unit's been shot out. You've got one character left in the unit. He walks up, doom bolts, and then uses his own psychic powers and his guns, and he could even maybe kill something like a murder fang.
A dreadnought, yeah.
Which is a reference to another video on Vanguard Tactics, which you definitely check out.
Okay. Right. The cherry.
The cherry on top.
On this Prospero-shaped cake.
Of your Bakewell.
Of your Magnus Bakewell made of
you
dust.
Take off and you put in the bin because no one eats the cherry on the Bakewell tart.
What?
We may have to have a discussion off camera, Michael.
Okay, right. That's
twist of fate.
Let's think about that later.
That is a twist of fate.
That is a twist of fate. 9 Cabal points.
Yes.
Start of any phase, select one enemy unit within 18 inches of and visible to this psyker. Till the end of the phase, armor saving throws cannot be made for models in that unit. No armor for you. All I have to do is wound and you die.
That is mad.
We don't need to see the rest of the video.
Yeah.
How to play, put a bunch of Cabal points in.
That is so strong, actually, when you think about it, right?
When I first read this, it took me a couple of minutes to recover.
Well, it's endless possibilities, right? Because if you think you're going to, if you shoot something that doesn't have an invulnerable save, you will know statistically that you need this many wounds to kill the unit. And it's not even, there's no factors of, oh, what if they boss their saves or anything like that. Yeah, I think it's absolutely fantastic and definitely one of the strongest. Luckily, it is the most expensive because of that. But we will look into ways of maybe doing certain of these for free.
Yes.
Which we will go into. But before we do that, we need to now talk about the detachment ability.
Yeah, I did want to say one last thing on the army rule.
Yeah,
on the army rule. So we found at a 2,000 point game, about 17 was what we had on the table, Cabal points.
Yeah.
You may be able to get even more than that in there, but we did that with Magnus and Ahriman. So 17-ish is probably a good expectation for 2,000
Yeah,
points.
definitely. And I think you're going to be definitely wanting to take both Magnus and Ahriman in your ThousandSons armies, which reasons for we'll go on to.
I would.
But detachment rule.
Kindred sorcery.
What's that do?
So in each of your command phases, you can choose one of these 3 abilities to affect your army. It only affects your psychic weapons. You can either have lethal hits, sustained hits,
Okay, cool, yeah.
or devastating wounds.
Right, so what you're telling me is there's one choice. Yeah, pretty much.
Well, you could have an extra hit, or you could just do mortal wounds.
I like options.
You could automatically wound, or you could just do mortal wounds. Yeah.
I'm going to go for mortal wounds. Now, we did think of off camera, there is one unique incident you'd probably take not devastating wounds, and that is if you're playing against an army like a horde army that doesn't have a very good save anyway that your AP would take away.
Yeah.
But even in that instance, I'd rather just be doing mortals for my multi-damage weapons that could spill over.
Yeah.
Amazing, fantastic. Devastating wounds for everybody is what you're telling me.
Yep.
So tell me something else.
Yes.
Tell me about some enhancements.
Okay.
But before we continue, I'd like to give a quick shout out to our sponsor, The Outpost. If you're looking for great deals on your miniatures, paints and gaming supplies, we've got you covered. Their wide variety of exceptional service makes them the go-to destination for all hobby needs. So don't wait, check out The Outpost today. Link in the description below.
So they have 4.
They have 4.
What are there for?
We've got Lord of Forbidden Law.
Okay.
So the bearer can be selected to use a ritual, even if another psyker from your army has already been selected to use that ritual.
Okay, again, really good.
So you could potentially, in a mixture of combos, double up on that twist of fate.
Yeah.
Turn off saves for 2 enemy units with this in the bag.
Oh no.
This for me is almost an auto include.
Yeah.
Just for that possibility. I also like the temporal surge on 2 units.
Yeah, that could be
Being
good.
able to double move with 2
What
units.
about doing 2 stratagems for free?
That is also
2
pretty good.
units.
Yeah.
That for me was the one that I was going to say. A double doom bolt.
Double Doom Bolt. Oh dear.
Yeah, amazing. I think that is genuinely incredible.
But you couldn't do it on the same Psyker.
No,
just to clarify.
so you would have to
be a
pick two
one.
different ones.
Yeah.
Amazing. That's great. So next one is.
Athenian Scrolls.
Okay, what's this one?
So Psyker model only in your command phase. If the bearer is on the battlefield not battle shocked, generates you 1 additional command point this phase, depending on the cost.
Okay.
Potentially an auto include.
Yeah, I think
you'd have to look at how you've built your army and how many command points you've got.
Yeah.
And then if you feel like you need the other one, because with this army, you want to plan where your cabal points are going each turn.
Yes.
And if you find that you're one short, then stick this in the list and you know that you can manipulate that.
Yeah, I do like that. That seems like a more of a unique one.
Yes,
I don't
agreed.
think it's an auto include.
Agreed.
If you've got the points spare, that's great. Next one for me, I've pretty much seen a lot of with our gaming here. Umbralific Crystal.
Umbralific Crystal, yes.
Tell me about this Umbralific Crystal.
Once per turn, once per battle, in your command phase, you can remove the bearer's unit from the battlefield.
Yeah.
If you do so in the reinforcements step of your next movement phase, set that unit back up on the battlefield anywhere that is more than 9 inches horizontally away from enemy models. So in your command phase, you go into the sky.
Yeah.
And you teleport down in your reinforcement step of the same turn.
Cool. I don't know what else to say.
You've got a squad of 10 Rubrics with Flamers. Cool. They're over there now.
Which we're going to go into these because these are these Rubrics with Flamers are very good. And then the final one,
Arcane Vortex, +1 to your strength and damage of your psychic weapons.
Just for the bearer.
Just the bearer, yeah.
Okay, not the best that one, but we have great ones, right?
You've got other ones in there. I can see a specific situation where you might want that.
Okay.
With the release of Warhammer 40,000 10th edition, at Vanguard Tactics we've put together the perfect course for you. If you're already playing 9th edition but you want to seamlessly transition into the new edition, leave behind everything you know about 9th and understand everything you need to know about 10th, then this short course is going to be ideal. We break down all the complexities and give you step-by-step guidance on how to really make the most from 10th edition. We're going to help you understand all the basics of the game and then some top tips along the way to help you really get the most from your army and your playing experience. And if that's something you want to do and get signed up on our short course which you can study in your own time, then do check out the links below and get signed up to our accelerator program.
But we could go into that maybe.
We'll see that later.
Right, so we've done the enhancements. The only thing to move on to before we have the data sheets is the stratagems.
Yep.
There are 6. Everyone has 6.
Yep.
What are their 6?
So most of these are shooting phase.
Okay.
So this one is in any phase after an enemy unit selected its targets.
Yeah.
You choose obviously a ThousandSons unit that was selected as a target. Till the end of the phase, all attacks made against your unit with psychic weapons now have hazardous.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. And all models in your unit have the Feel No Pain 4+ against psychic attacks.
So, one army, 2 words, Grey Knights. That is probably the main incident you're going to see that stratagem used.
Yep.
But equally, there are other, psychic units. Demons, I know, have a lot of psychic weapons, don't
Could
they?
be ThousandSons versus ThousandSons.
The mirror.
Imagine the carnage.
Oh, no. Do you know what? I don't even ever want to imagine.
I actually would love to watch that game.
Yeah. Maybe we could do it one day,
That would be hilarious.
But yeah, I think that's more of a niche stratagem. But in the niche situations you have that stratagem, it's very strong.
Yep.
So moving on.
So Destined by Fate.
Right.
Any phase, when a saving throw is failed for ThousandSons Psycho model from your army, target that Psycho model, change the damage characteristic to 0.
So when we were talking about using a stratagem for free and twice, this is the stratagem I was referring to.
Yeah, cool.
Because now your Magnus the Red for 1 CP and 6 Cabal points can ignore 2 damage. It's unsaved wounds.
Yes, I'll double check the...
Yeah, we'll just have a quick look.
The bearer can be used to use a psychic ritual even if another psychic from your army has already been selected to use that ritual. The ritual, you're right. No, for the reroll, you're right. No, it's the psychic unit.
Oh, okay, but Magnus still could do that ritual on himself.
And then someone else could do it as well.
And then he could use the 1 CP anyway.
Yes.
So either way, it just makes him super durable, our Magnus, and he has got even more rules to make himself durable.
Yeah.
So that's really great.
So you could actually do that 3 times on one model, right?
In theory, yes. If you use the enhancement, the Cabal point, and the stratagem, yeah.
So you could do that on, let's say, a Terminator Sorcerer or just a Infernal Master or something.
Yeah, just to make him super tanky.
You could just damage 0, 3 attacks. Yeah. Cool.
Amazing. Awesome. So moving on. Next stratagem.
Devastating Sorcery, 1 CP.
What's it?
Shooting phase.
Yeah.
If you make psychic attacks, you can reroll the hit roll and the wind roll. 1 command point.
Okay, Magnus, you're re-rolling your hits and wounds, buddy.
Yep. Have fun with that one.
Incredible stratagem. I think even more incredible when you pair it with the next stratagem.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ensorcelled Infusion. This turns all of your bolt weapons of any kind, Inferno bolt weapons, into psychic and gives them strength 5.
So
1 command point.
So now our weapons are psychic.
Yep.
Now they're strength 5. So now they're gaining devastating wounds from our detachment ability.
Yep.
And I'm now re-rolling my hits and wounds with my devastating sorcery.
Yep.
Which I could do one of those stratagems for free with my Cabal points. It's all coming together. It's all coming together.
It's strong.
Very, very
It's
good.
very strong. Next, we have Sorceress Might, which basically adds 9 to the range of your psychic weapons in the shooting phase.
Okay, that's pretty good.
It's not bad. It's not bad. 1 command point. Then, this is the money.
Yes.
Warp Sight.
Right.
2 command points. So you select 1 ThousandSons Psyche unit from your army
Yeah.
and 1 enemy unit that's visible to that Psyche unit.
Yes.
Okay, till the end of the phase, each time a friendly ThousandSons Psyche model
Yeah.
from anywhere in your army makes a psychic attack against that enemy unit,
Yeah.
it has the indirect fire and ignores cover rules.
So indirect fire meaning that you can shoot out of line of sight. So you don't require line of sight. At a -1 to hit with your opponent having the benefit of cover. You now have ignores
ignore
cover.
that cover.
So all you'll have is a -1 to hit.
Yep.
However, you could just indirect some flamers.
You could indirect some flamers, yeah.
Indirect Magnus.
You could indirect Magnus. Well, you would indirect your entire army with their psychic weapons.
And again, combined with an unprolific crystal, you could get that cycle into position, use that.
Yeah.
I think that is one of the strongest strats.
I agree. Actually works quite well on single sorcerers on discs that can zip across
Okay.
and then see someone, and then you just pop this strat, nuke it with everybody out of sight, and then next turn do the same thing.
Awesome.
Because you could turn their saves off as well, Jake, remember?
Oh, yeah, I forgot
You
about
do that indirectly, shoot them with no saves.
Yeah, so then it doesn't matter about if
doesn't
you've
even
got
matter
cover.
about if
Oh
yours
my, okay. Yeah, I think overall to review that sort of, state of detachment, army, stratagem, enhancement, all really good. One of which we would, not as great, but still all really great.
Yeah.
Let's take a moment to appreciate Colourforge, our fantastic sponsor. Their range of spray paints has become our go-to for making our miniatures come to life quickly and efficiently. The quality and variety of colours they offer are truly unmatched, providing a smooth application for stunning effects every time. Check out Colourforge for your next hobby project.
Let's have a look at data sheets now.
Okay.
Shall we start with the main man himself?
The main man himself.
The
The Mutilith Vortex Beast.
Well, we'll come into the Mutilith
Oh, I thought that was the main man you were on about.
Well, ironically, everyone, he is. but there's someone I think we need to talk about beforehand.
Fair enough.
And that is Magnus the Red, the Primarch. Now, we've gone a few editions. In one of the editions, 8th edition, he was a force to be reckoned with at the start. Sort of fell off at the end. 9th edition, we didn't really see him at all.
No.
But 10th edition, Michael, he is back with a vengeance.
Tell me a story, Jake.
I'll tell you a story about someone who didn't do anything wrong.
Okay.
And that is this guy. So first off, stat line wise, movement 14, toughness 11, 2+ armor save, 16 wounds, leadership 5+ OC 6.
Almost a Land Raider.
Almost a land raider with wings, Michael. Deadly Demise D6 and Deep Strike are his core abilities.
Cool.
Cabal of Sorcery 4, so like we said, he gives you 4 Cabal points. He has 2 innate abilities. So one is called Unearthly Powers, which means that he can select one of his Crimson King abilities at the start of the battle round, and he gets that for the whole round. I'll come back to that one.
Okay.
But the other one, which is the main one, I think, which is super strong, is the Lord of the Planet of the Sorcerers, Aura.
Okay.
While a friendly ThousandSons Psyche unit is within 6 inches of this model, each time a model in that unit makes a Psyche attack, add 1 to the hit and wound roll. Now, Michael.
That's pretty good.
He gets it on himself.
Pretty good if you can't see the target, actually.
Amazing if you can't see the target. Do you know what's even more amazing?
What?
Is if you make your bolters psychic.
Yeah,
now you've got strength 5 bolters with +1 to wound.
Speaking of which, you can't shoot the flames indirectly because you can't make them psychic.
Oh,
Just for some
okay.
common stat.
All right.
Yeah.
So we can't have indirect flames, but we can have an
Indirect
indirect
bolters.
scarab occult unit of bolters.
Exactly, because we can make the bolters.
Amazing. Amazing. So +1 to hit and wound on that. Amazing. He gets it on all of his weapons as well because they are all psychic.
Cool.
So again, going back to his unearthly powers, Crimson King ability. So he gets one of which he gets to pick at the start of the battle round. He gets for the whole battle round. First one, each time an attack is made against this psychic, excluding psychic attacks, subtract 1 from damage.
Interesting that he doesn't get it against psychic attacks.
Yeah, I think that's quite cool in a way as well. I don't know the thematic reason why, but maybe it's because they would be able to just sort of, predict his...
Yeah, maybe it's like, they're part of the warp now. So.
Yeah. Really strong that still, -1 damage on the 16 wound model.
100%.
Next one, Treasons of Tzeentch. At the start of your opponent's shooting phase, you can select one enemy unit in 24 inches and visible to this psyker. Until the end of the phase, ranged weapons equipped by that models in that unit have the hazardous ability, which means that after they've resolved their shooting, you roll a dice. On a roll of a 1, a model dies.
Model dies, yeah.
Or if you're a character or vehicle or monster, you take 3 mortal wounds.
Nice. Cool.
I think that's really strong as well,
Yep,
because you could have these shooting menaces and have the potential of just going, roll a dice for 10 Marines.
I'll fire my 20 guards when you Magnus.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'll do it. You want me to do it? I'll do it.
I'll do it.
I will do it.
Don't tempt me. And then the final one, which is probably the most useful one, is called Time Flux.
Okay.
So this is an aura and a psychic. They're all psychic as well, so I think that's more there for if anything in the future ever turn them off. While a friendly ThousandSons unit is within 6 inches of this psychic, add 2 to your move characteristic.
Cool. Very nice.
So we're now got a 16-inch move Magnus. We've got an 8-inch move Rubric Marines.
Double that. 32-inch move Magnus.
Yeah. The Mutalith isn't a ThousandSons unit, sadly. It doesn't have the ThousandSons keyword. Unless it's referring to the faction keyword,
Yes.
which I believe it is, which means that, yes, you would get +2 move on your Vortex, Mutalith Vortex Beast. Incredible. And then just to go into shoot, we've got Gaze and Magnus, 24 inches, 3d3 shots, Bliss skill 2+, strength 9, -2, flat 3 damage, devastating wounds. Bear in mind your +1 to wound with
Lovely.
this.
Lovely.
Tzeentch's Firestorm, he gets both. Blast, Psychic, 24 inches, D6 +3, hitting on 2, strength 5, -1, 2 damage. So he gets both.
Yeah,
And then
they'll both be devastating wounds. You
Yes.
take the army.
Oh, yes, of
Always.
course, yeah.
And he shoots them both. So
Yeah.
this guy's kicking out mortal wounds everywhere.
Yeah, and then finally in combat, as the Blade of Magnus, he gets 2 profiles with this. So the first is either he gets 7 attacks, weapon skill 2+, strength 16, -3, flat 3, devastating wounds, psychic. So again, +1 to wound with this if you need it. And then he has the Blade of Magnus sweeps, 14 attacks, hitting on 2, strength 8, -1, 1 damage. Again, +1 to wound, +1 to hit. Auto include. I think he starts every game, in my opinion.
Really good. Really good.
He's fantastic, isn't he?
What about another auto include?
Should we talk about Harriman? Harriman?
Let's talk about Harriman. Harry the Wizard.
Harry the Man, as I used to call him, Harryman. Again, another auto include in my opinion. So Cabal of Sorcery 3.
Yep.
So really adding to your pool of Cabal points there. He's got movement 10, toughness 4, 3+ save, 6 wounds, leadership 6+, OC 1.
Yep.
He's got an Inferno bolt pistol, which is just a standard bolt pistol. Psychic Stalk, so this is his psychic power. Really like this. 18 inches, 1 shot, 2+ to hit, strength 6, -1, D6 damage, precision, and has devastating wounds. If within 6 Magnus, obviously you're getting your +1 to hit and wound as well. And then in combat, for some reason, he hits quite hard as well. He's got the Black Staff of Ahriman, melee, 5 attacks, weapon skill 2+, strength 7, -1, 3 damage, which also will be devastating.
Because it's psychic. Excellent.
While he's in a unit, he gives it +1 to wound.
Cool.
And then finally, once per battle, you can select this model to use a ritual for 0 Cabal points.
Excellent.
He can only join rubrics, which is fine.
Yeah.
Because if I'm honest,
they're great.
They're great.
Yeah.
So yeah, he is mega. I think he also goes.
So once per battle, he's just going to turn off your armor saves.
Yeah.
There's literally nothing you can do about it.
Yes. You can't use the same Cabal ritual again.
Okay.
So this is not the this isn't the whole like.
That's fine because you take the enhancement on someone else.
Yes, that's what. Sorry, that's what I was getting at. So you could do this for free. You can do another one instead, and then you can do that. There's a lot of combos here. I think he's absolutely fantastic. And guys, in my opinion, both Magnus and Ahriman, they've had their differences, but I think now they've got to work together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's 7 Cabal points across the 2 of them already anyway, so...
Is there any units you want to speak about real quick?
Yeah, I'll run through a few units. I've got there. I mean, there's so many to talk about, so I'm going to go through them really, really quickly. Infernal Master gives you sustained hits.
Okay.
And can give you change one of your hit rolls, wound rolls, or damage rolls to unmodified 6 once per turn.
So activating that devastating.
Activating that devastating, and what you can do, of course, is if you did give him the +2 damage to those psychic weapons, he could automatically do 3 damage from psychic.
Oh wow!
3 mortal wounds from his ranged flamer attack, or his force weapon could be, you know, give you +3 damage in combat.
I didn't even think of that. That's a really good thing.
You could soup up an Infernal Master.
Yeah.
ThousandSons Sorcerer. The best thing about this guy, right, is while he's leading a unit, you can't shoot that unit unless you're within 18 inches of it.
Okay. So you could just sit super far back with your bolters.
Just firing directly.
And you're never going to be hurt.
This is my favourite one. Okay.
Okay.
This is the ThousandSons Demon Prince.
Oh, okay, cool.
The Weave of Fate.
Okay.
Once per battle, at the start of any phase, you can select one friendly Rubric Marines or Scarab Occult Terminators unit within 6 inches of this model. Till the end of the phase, weapons equipped by models in that unit have the precision ability.
Okay. Yeah.
Take that character off the board.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, really good. You could snipe out some really easy characters with that.
You don't even need to be easy.
No.
Just devastating wounds.
Just devastating wounds them off the table.
To remove their armor save. And they're just gone. It's like if you're facing something like Necrons, and you've got a character that gives them a 5 point of pain.
Yeah.
You pop this, and then you just immediately kill the character that does the 5 point of pain. And because you got rid of the armor save, they've got nothing else in the way. And now they're dead. Oh dear.
It's
dear.
okay. That's very good. This one I was a bit shocked about.
The Hellbrute.
Yeah, a Hellbrute. Have we ever seen a Hellbrute on the table? But I don't think so.
So, arcane knowledge amidst babbling insanity.
Okay.
Much like Vanguard Tactics. Each time a friendly Thousand Psyker model within 9 inches of this model, each time is selected to use a ritual, you gain 1 Cabal point.
Yeah, so that could be super clutch for if you spend like 9, you're left with 5, and then you go, okay, well now I've got enough to Doom Bolt because I did it within 9.
And you get one even if Araman used one for free. It just says you gain.
Wow, yeah.
Cabal point. So.
Oh no.
You're gonna have to get an abacus for this one, I think, playing this army.
Yes, I do agree. Don't know what that is.
Command phase Zangors can give you a Cabal point if they're on an objective on a 4-up.
Oh, okay, cool.
Pretty handy.
Pretty good.
Rubric Marines.
We sort of alluded to these guys, but we think these guys are absolutely mega.
They're so good.
Yeah.
Obviously, they've got a base AP on all of their weapons, which is excellent. You can make them psychic, as we've said, which means they get devastating wounds and all of the other stuff.
All the interactions.
These guys reroll 1s to wound,
Okay.
range attacks, and if they're targeting someone on an objective marker, it's reroll full wounds.
So what you're telling me is my unit of flamers can reroll all their wounds against a unit that could potentially not have a armor save.
That's correct.
That's pretty good, isn't it?
Yes, that's quite literally insane.
I'm inclined to agree with you there.
Critical wounds are an extra AP. Don't matter, they're devastating wounds. If you're going to put psychic on.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
Hey ho. Exalted Sorcerer on disc. So this one and the Exalted Sorcerer give you a 4-up invulnerable save on your unit.
Okay, that's pretty neat, actually.
It's really tasty, actually. Yeah, the one on foot can bring models back.
Okay.
The other one can halve enemy move characteristics.
Okay, that is really good.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. Maybe there's I think probably for me personally, I like movement shenanigans.
Yes.
So I think probably I would take the disc one over that one.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. Terminators are excellent. So whilst the unit contains 1 or more psychers, and of course the unit sergeant is a psyker, the sorcerer, -1 to wound rolls against them.
Yes.
If the strength is higher than their toughness.
So again, you don't even need to join a character to that unit if you don't want to, because they just get in base. Yeah, fantastic.
Yep, excellent. ThousandSons Sorcerer, pick an enemy unit within 18 inches and visible.
Yeah, Terminator Sorcerer.
Sorcerer, yes.
Cool.
Yeah, pick an enemy unit that's visible within 18 inches. Anytime, any ThousandSons, anywhere, shoots them, reroll 1s to hit.
Okay, nice.
Cool, I've run through those super quick. You get the gist. Very powerful units in there. I think there's one more you wanted to talk about.
Michael.
I can't seem to buy this guy anywhere online. I assume it's because he's good.
Let me tell you something about a Mutilith Vortex Beast. This model was made for one of my favourite games ever, Warhammer Fantasy, originally.
Was it really?
Yeah, so this model came out. A fun fact for everybody out there, and I'm going to be super, super impressed if anyone can remember this. November 2013 is when this model came out. Do you know why I know that? Because this guy was in White Dwarf. That edition of White Dwarf I was in. And I remember it all too well. And the only reason I remembered it came out then is because I have that White Dwarf in my room as one of my prized possessions, okay? So fun fact, if anyone actually owns that, you can actually go find me, a young 12 or 13-year-old Jake at the time.
Wow.
So yeah, little fun fact for you there. There's a free one. But let me tell you about this guy and not tell you about my White Dwarf dreams, okay? This guy is awesome. So we'll just run through him. So he's movement 10, toughness 10, 4+ armor save, 13 wounds, leadership 6, plus OC 4.
So he's okay.
Deadly demise D6. Has a 5+ feel no pain.
Okay, now he's a bit tanky.
A 5+ invulnerable save.
Okay.
And then has 2 auras. The first is at the end of your movement phase, roll 1d6 for each enemy unit within 6 of this model. So if you don't even have to move this model to do this. It's just end of the movement phase. Doesn't say anything about you having to move. On a 2 to 3, the unit suffers 1 mortal wound. On a 4 to 5, they suffer D3.
Cool.
On a 6, they suffer D6.
Oh my god.
And then each enemy unit within range of this ability must then take a battle shock test.
Jeez.
Now, another key thing to note about that, doesn't say you had to have taken any mortal wounds to do that. Because that is a full stop there.
Just forces battle shock tests.
Yeah. So for free. So even if you don't do it that many, because you're going to guarantee, like, even if you roll a 1, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Okay. Amazing. Second thing it does, while a friendly ThousandSons cycles within 6 inches of this model, each time that unit uses a ritual that specifies a range, you can double that range. 36-inch Doom Bolt into your lone operative. Bang. Want to do it again? Bang. Amazing, genuinely amazing. Then it has its Warp Vortex. So this has 3 different profiles. You pick one and then you use it. The first is the Blast.
Yeah.
Ironically has the Blast keyword.
Yeah.
24 inches, D6 plus 3, Bliss skill 3 plus, strength 9 minus 2, 2 damage. Why does he hit on a 3?
What?
He doesn't
really
even
good profile.
He doesn't even have eyes.
That's
he just has,
really good
I know,
profile.
right?
What?
Beam, 24 inches, 1 shot, Bliss skill 3 plus, strength 18, minus 4, D6 plus 6 damage, devastating wounds.
Oh my god.
And then the final one, Torrent, ironically, ignores cover Torrent, 12-inch range, 2d6 shots, do not need to roll to hit because it's Torrent, strength 6, minus 1, 1 damage. Then it has 2 attacks to choose from in melee. It has Be Tentled More, 15 attacks, weapon skill 3 plus, strength 7, 0 AP, 1 damage, so just your horde clearing. Or if you want something a bit spicier, we've got 5 attacks, weapon skill 3 plus, strength 9 minus 2, flat 4 damage. Michael.
I don't know what to say. What?
Do you want to know one more thing about this model?
What is this guy?
Do you want to know one more thing?
Nobody even knows what that thing is.
First off, not a thing. He's a Mutilith Vortex Beast. Would you like to know one more fact about this?
Yeah,
which
go
is
on.
why I think this is so good.
Go on.
He's 145 points. And if that couldn't convince you that he is, in my opinion, the auto-include, and borderline you take 3. Borderline you take 3. I think you definitely take 1.
Yeah.
You borderline take 3. Because of the amount of mortal wounds you're doing, the amount of battle shocks you can force, all of the ritual stuff, I think they're absolutely incredible.
I mean, it's not, the damage is insane as well.
Yeah.
This guy kicks out damage.
Like, it's not like he's just a utility piece or he's damage. He's everything.
Literally does everything.
He can't wash up, though. Because he can't grip the plates. But do you know what? He probably could if he tried, right? Genuinely,
He just licks them clean, doesn't he, with his minion tentacles?
I'm genuinely so impressed with them and the ThousandSons army in general, but this, it could take me to the dark side. You never know. But with that in mind, we've got one more question I have to ask you before we go. And that is, how do you think this army plays its secondary missions? Do you think it's more of a fixed play style? in terms of picking 2 before the game, or do you think it's more of a tactical where it will draw cards through the game?
I mean, I think these are a weird one.
I think they could easily do tactical, I think.
They could do tactical, but the thing is, once you start getting rid of a few of their assets, Temporal Surge is really useful.
Yeah.
Because you do it at the start of the shooting phase before you make yourself eligible to do the actions.
Oh, that's a good point.
So that's really handy.
Yeah.
The Umbralic Crystal is really handy as well. I think you ought to take that, especially if you're thinking about tactical missions.
Yeah.
But other than that, the mobility is reasonably limited.
Yeah, the only real fast pieces are your disc
Yeah.
which will be in your rubrics.
This is the thing, I'd be tempted to take maybe a couple of disc sorcerers not in units.
And just have them doing
actions, because the movement on those guys is pretty good, isn't it? What's the movement on a disc sorcerer?
I believe it's 10.
10?
Is
okay.
it?
10 looks pretty
Let's have
good.
a quick look.
12.
Okay, 12. Okay, nice.
And obviously they fly. So
and if they started within 6 Magnus, that's +2 move as well.
14, and then they could double move.
Yeah, so...
I think, that's an interesting route to go with non-attached characters.
Okay.
Fixed, I think obviously they're going to do fixed incredibly well.
Well, yeah.
Every turn you just turn off armor saves for an enemy unit, you make yourself indirect against it, and you delete it.
Or your mutilifs, your 3 mutilifs are rocking around.
You just run mutilifs at them,
Yeah.
I think you can definitely build into tactical, but fixed, I think they just absolutely blitz fixed secondaries.
Okay.
If they're available.
Nice one. Well, Michael, thank you so much for joining me with this. I've had great fun doing it, talking about the Mutilith Vortex Beast. Guys, this thing is sold out everywhere as well, so just the moment you get one in, can someone just message me if that's okay? Yeah. Because I need 3.
$2,000 for this one.
Yeah, we're starting the bidding.
It's not even us.
We're starting the bidding at £10,000.
Yeah.
But thank you so much. If you did enjoy the video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know in the comments, will you be getting a Mutilith Vortex Beast for your army? What do you like the most about Thousand? What don't you like about the Sons?
Everything.
Let us just know about it in the comments. And we'll see you in another video very soon.